Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Much love to you brothers on the four corners of the planet that's pushing this truth with sincerity, honesty, and faith, that are not turning the back on the brethren, because we're coming to the tough times. It ain't time for guys to be wanting to, waver out of the way and turn their back, especially on the elders that have taught us, man. But just a quick update. There's a couple news stories I wanted to bring out. This is gonna be a quick video, nothing long. We'll just jump right into it. That's why we give double honors to our elders that have taught us this information through the spirit of Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's why we give honors unto them. Alright, we didn't learn this on our own. We learned this from men on the street corners, man. Not in the computer. This is just to help us to back up the prophecies. Alright, but the article says 400 U.S. mercenaries deployed on ground in Ukraine. Military op. This story is to show you that they're already at war. No matter if they put it on the press, no matter if they've thrown, because you've seen that there's been deaths in Ukraine. And those deaths has resulted from so-called pro-Russian troops and Ukrainian army troops. But these are, they work for Blackwater, and Dabu 7 brought this out, another guy that brings out a lot of great information and great news. But he brought this out, and he's been following this, that these guys are paid under Blackwater and different branches of that, man. So it's just a U.S. hand in there, so they're going to war. You got U.S. troops killing Russians, though they might be mercenaries. Okay, their homes and facilities are in the U.S., man. So it says 400 U.S. mercenaries deployed on ground in Ukraine, military op. Ukraine troops outside town in Adrivskoye near Slavyansk, Donetsk region, where local residents located a column of Ukrainian Army armed personnel carriers, RIA. And we'll jump. It says about 400 elite mercenaries from the notorious U.S. private security firm Academy, formerly Blackwater, are taking part in the Ukrainian military operation anti-government protesters in southern. And it's the hypocrisy, because they weren't sending troops to help the so-called, or they were backing the regime that took over now, man. You see the hypocrisy of it? You got people that are trying to fight for their rights. But it says German media reports the Bild and Stognik newspaper, citing a source of an intelligence circle, wrote Sunday that Academy employees are involved in the Kiev military crackdown on pro-autonomy activists near the town of Slavyansk in the Donetsk region. On April 29th, German intelligence services BND informed Chancellor Angela Merkel's government about the mercenaries' preparation in the operation and paid. And the paper said, R.A. Navant's report, it is not clear who commands the private military contractors and pays for their services. And their services are not cheap, man. They're highly trained mercenaries. And we know, if you read in history, Esau was into mercenaries. Okay? I mean, I don't know the exact verse, but mercenaries, Edomites have been into that. And it says at the time, Russian foreign minister said that the report claims Kiev was planning to involve staff from foreign military companies to ensure rule of law, could suggest that it wanted to suppress civil protests and dissatisfaction. And you can go on and read the story, but they're moving. This thing's happening day by day. And this is a recent story, and the title speaks for itself. It says Russia makes plans to kill space station in 2010 due to sanctions. Alright, it says Moscow, Russia casts doubts on the long-term future of the International Space Station a showcase of post-Cold War cooperation, as it retailed in Tuesday against U.S. sanctions over Ukraine. Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Rogozin said Moscow would reject a U.S. request to prolong the orbiting station use beyond 2020. And no, it's probably going to cut before that. And it says, and it will also bar Washington from using Russian-made rockets, engines to launch military satellites, and suspend the operation of GPS satellite navigation systems sites on its territory. Moscow took the actions in response to U.S. plans to deny export license on high technology items that could help Russian military.
Bound to happen. Given the tension over Ukraine of late, Russia announced today it would keep U.S. astronauts off the International Space Station after the year 2020. The problem is the Russians are the only way to get there. The Americans hitch a ride on the Soyuz spacecraft. The two nations have cooperated in space for over 2 decades. The U.S. even buys rocket engines from the Russians for satellite launches. All of it is in jeopardy because of the newly imposed economic sanctions.
Alright, let me read something to you. This is the book of Isaiah 10 and 14. It's the book of Isaiah 10 verse 14. And it says, every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is co-founded by graven images. For his molten images is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity and the work of error. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. Salaki, this is Jeremiah. Salaki. Let me jump to Isaiah. Salaki. This is the book of Isaiah 10 verse 14. And it says, as my hand have found, 14, it says, and my hand have found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there is none that moved the wing or opened the mouth to perceive, or peeped. Shall the axe boast itself against him that hewn therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh? That's how these prophecies are coming to pass, man. The Most High set it up. He said he's gonna put hooks in Russia's jaws. He's gonna bring the Medes back in their old mentality, man. He's gonna put the Persians against America. All this is happening. The Most High is swinging the axe. So you can't hume yourself. You can't say nothing against the man that's human. That human the axe. And it says, shall the axe boast itself against him that hewed therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? Because we know Esau to be that weapon. Okay? We know Esau to be the weapon. And we know the Russians are a part of that weapon also. So is the Edomites that are over in the U.S. and the parts of the world. And it says, or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it, as if the rod should shake itself against him that lifteth up, or as the staff should lift up itself as it were no wood. Therefore shall the Lord of hosts send among the feet. That's it on that. So let's jump to Obadiah 1 and 4. So he's putting these sanctions, these things that's brewing up. It's all a part to fulfill prophecy. Because now the United States and Russia are back at a Cold War, which we haven't been in a long time. This is the book of Obadiah 1 and 14, or 1 and 4. And it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will my hand bring thee down, saith the Lord. Okay? So the Most High is bringing them. That's a heavy thing, establishment to have. Because what was America say? Oh, the eagle is landed. That was a great achievement America has. Now it can't even go to the space station. Because the only way to get there is through the Russians. This is the book of Isaiah. Jump back into Isaiah 14 and 12. This is the book of Isaiah 14 and verse 12. And it says, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, light bearer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north, and I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. Yet thou, in verse 15, it says, Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, This is the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms. So that show you the Most High is bringing, it's just a symbology thing. Of course they're going to have ties with it. Of course they're going to keep going up there, and they have people up there and resources. But at the end of it, they're bringing down the relations, man, that they had that brought them to their greatness. All right?
Well, remember who spoke at your college graduation?
So like, we'll read this last verse and we'll close out. We don't want to make it too long. Just wanted to touch and give you guys an update as best as I can. This is the book of Jeremiah 51, and we'll start at 25, and it says, Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. That mountain being a government. Because what's going to burn here is the nuclear weapons that the Most High is going to have these nations issue over here. That they're going to send over here by different means, by submarine, plane, train, with boat, whatever they're going to send it over. They're going to send them over here. And it says, And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone of the foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord. Jump to verse 53. It says, Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she fortify the height of her strength. What is fortified? It goes into a closed-in word. But we'll get it. And that word for fortify is Batazar. Batazar, if I'm pronouncing it right, Batazar. And it's to gather, restrain, fence, fortify, make inaccessible, enclose. What's the space station? It's an enclosed environment. Because you're out in space, so you have to have air that flows through that space station. It says to cut off, fortify, cut off, made inaccessible, past particularly. Secret, mysteries, inaccessible things to be withheld. So that's it. I want to just go on that, and we'll read it out. It says, Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she fortify the height of her strength, yet from me, it says, Yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord. A sound of a cry cometh from Babylon. And great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans, because the Lord has spoiled Babylon, and destroyed out of her the great voice. What's that great voice? Is that respectable great voice is the height of its power, man. In the world, America was being gloated and put up on that top pedestal, but for the wickedness that is done, the Most High is putting he's putting folly on this place. He's taking down that greatness that it once had, man. Its infrastructure, its so-called the roads, the levees, just like Elder Gabar's brought out, all the things that made America great is being taken down, man. It's being taken down piece by piece. It's like a sandcastle. When you build a sandcastle at the beach, the best part is when you throw it down, man. Okay? And it says, because the Lord has spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice, when her waves roared like great waters, a noise, their voice is uttered. And that's it. That's it. We're gonna read on that. Now to save the water for coming by and getting the updates. All praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our elders, which feed us with knowledge and understanding through the power of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. And much love to you brothers, the true brothers. Keep faith and watch and pray, man, as we're ordered and commanded to do by the Lord. But we're almost out of here, man. So you just got to keep faith and watch these prophecies. Shalom.